Okay, we are live now. Hello, everyone. Our entrepreneurs all across Kenya, South Africa, Senegal, Nigeria, and across Africa who have joined this session and on developing this masterclass session on developing a cohesive business plan. I have here with me Mr. Osato, who will take us through this session. Also with me here is Mr. Foku Rollins, who will be handling the translations for our French audience. So thank you, sit tight, and we hope to have an impactful session. Over to you, Osato and Foku, for the brief introductions before we start. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I'll just briefly, somewhat introduce myself. Osato Noah is my name. Until recently, I was an associate partner at Dabag Lagos office. I have over 20 years diverse professional experience that cuts across several sectors, from consulting to banking. And then within the consulting space, that's where I've spent a large part of my career, as well as the educational or basic education sectors. Prior to Dabag, I was the managing director of Edo Basic Education Sector Transformation, Edo Best, which is an initiative that's focused on transforming the education sector in Edo State, in Nigeria, leveraging data and technology to enhance to enhance pedagogy, as well as classroom, school and classroom management, and then learning outcomes. I worked with Accenture LLP for 14 years, managing several large-scale projects for public institutions, bilateral and multilateral development agencies, international foundations, and private corporations. I was responsible for the West Africa business of Accenture Development Partnerships, the international development arm of Accenture LLP, and my extensive experience cuts across several sectors: agriculture, food systems, global health, nutrition, social investment, education, financial services, energy, manufacturing, telecoms, just to mention but a few. I have a bachelor's degree in industrial chemistry from the University of Benin and a certificate in business strategy and communication from INSEAD. So looking forward to an exciting session with everyone today. Thank you. Boko, please.
Ok, thank you, Osato. Donc, bienvenue une fois de plus aujourd'hui pour une deuxième session de formation sur l'élaboration d'un business plan gagnant. Et ici, nous parlerons plus aujourd'hui des business plans verts. Donc, le facilitateur aujourd'hui, c'est Osato Noah. Osato Noah, qui jusqu'à tout récemment était encore au bureau d'Albert à Lagos. Et il a plus de 20 ans d'expérience professionnelle dans divers domaines, commençant par la banque jusqu'aux consultations internationales en gestion dans plusieurs secteurs comme l'éducation et autres. Donc, comme pour dire qu'Osato a une forte expérience dans les affaires, surtout dans l'accompagnement des entreprises. Il a aussi été responsable de la gestion des activités à Accenture pour l'Afrique de l'Ouest, la branche de l'Afrique de l'Ouest, et il a eu à intervenir dans plusieurs domaines comme l'agriculture, la santé, la nutrition mondiale, l'investissement, l'éducation et les services financiers. Il est titulaire d'une licence en chimie industrielle à l'Université de Bénin et est certifié en stratégie d'entreprise et de communication de l'INSEAD. Donc, moi-même, je suis Roland Foucault, votre facilitateur francophone. Une fois de plus, on va donc échanger ensemble pour 1 à 1h30. Thank you. Over to you, Osato.
Yeah, great. So I'll be walking you through the business plan template, and largely what you'll be working on, and I'm sure most of us have started working on these, and some are probably even done. But this session is just like a refresher session, and also to enhance your capacity to deliver a seamless and a robust business plan. Quickly, before I go into delve into the nitty gritty of the template, why do we typically develop a business plan, or what is a business plan? I'm sure you have heard that, but just to refresh you, it's more like a blueprint or the roadmap uh, for accomplishing your business goals, just like a life plan can also be, or a blueprint for accomplishing a life goal. Business plan focuses on your business. It shows the blueprint and the roadmap and everything that is required for you to accomplish your business goals. So, and when do we write business plans? When you're starting a business, most people at times don't like writing business plan, but a business plan forces you to look at specific things that you need to think about. You want to get a loan, get investors, or raise equity or whatever for your business. You want to fix a business objectives. You want to review your business ideas and tweak them to be fit for purpose and to meet the evolving landscape. You want to evaluate a new product line. These are things that will make you to write a business plan anyway. It's not only at the beginning. A business plan is a live document that doesn't just end at the beginning of the project. It is something that you always resort to anytime you're making changes in your business. Even when you want to bring on board new partners, you need to reevaluate or relook your business plan. You want to set values for your business. You want to change your unique value proposition because certain things have changed. You need to also revisit your business plan, or you want to your expansion, you want to expand or promote your business in a different way, you definitely will need to look at your business plan once more. Now, typically, your business plan will highlight which are the things I'll take you through: the purpose of your business, description of your business, the business goals, what you really want to achieve, the structure of that business, the product and services you offer, the resources required to deliver on your business goals, then the financial plan, which is translating your plan now to financial returns. Because the essence of a business, even when you're a social enterprise, is to make money, and then whether you want to translate or you want to probably use that money to meet a social need is a different ballgame. But everything in your business must translate to value in terms of money, and then your management or operations. A poorly written business plan shows to investors that you don't even know what you're doing. And that is why there's a need to spend time to put the business plan in place and in a robust manner. So first and foremost, based on the template you're going to work on, you have to first just give an idea. You have to provide your name, your business name, the contact address, your phone number, the address of your business, as well as the email address. And if you have a website, if you have a logo, you also show it. And you have a business logo, you show it. And then you could have a business slogan or mantra. You should also show it. I just want to show you something that looks like that. I was just looking at one of the business plan that we developed several years ago for an enterprise. This is not everything that reflects on what you're supposed to do, but at least it gives you an idea. This is a DePaul bicycle company. It's a DePaul UK social enterprise. It says, you see the slogan, the one on your back, that is the slogan, is to recycle and that repair, restore, and recycle. And then it describes the fact that it's going to be a green efficiency related employment. And then everything, this is their high level indicative business plan, not the very detailed one. I just wanted to show you that. But there is no address here. Typically, you have to add all of those. Then let's go back to our template. So once you've done that, the next thing is you have your outline already structured for you. Typically, when you're developing a business plan that doesn't involve an acceleration, a business incubation program like the Tony and Melu Foundation program, you have to come up with all of these yourself. But this just shows you the components, the different aspects you need to think about, you need to look at as you go further to put to develop your business plan in detail. Now, your executive summary is very important. It is important because not everyone, there's this elevator pitch we always told about, that if you meet the CEO of an entity and you want him to buy into your idea, will you be able to speak with him in 1 minute, elevator pitch, so that he can almost say, yes, it's a done deal for you? That is what the executive summary represents in a written form. 2 to 3 pages that shows that, one, what your business is all about, that shows that you understand your business environment, you know what the opportunities are for you, the market opportunity, you understand the customer buyer values, you understand the competitive landscape, you have a competitive advantage or you have a competitive advantage, you understand the customer preferences, why they buy, what they buy, where they buy, when they buy, and from who they buy, although in a very highly summarized form. And then you then know how the value proposition that aligns to those expectations of the customers. And then you have your financial plan. You know what the potential, the milestones that you want to achieve, and then what the potential risk is likely to be for you. And the risk with the risk with high possibility of crystallizing, as well as high impact on your business. You've articulated mitigation plans to sort of manage them. All of these in a very highly summarized form, whether bullet point, but a written form that is so compelling that will make someone just reading your executive summary to say, you know what, this person already knows what he's doing. I think I'm game, and will attract them to read your business. Because a poorly written executive summary is a big problem. It just shows that you don't understand your business. It makes any potential investor to struggle, or a partner struggle, and probably don't want to go in detail. So it has to be very compelling from your executive summary. And so from there, you then move into the main body. So you introduce your business. What stage is your business? Now, there are typically 4 stages of a business. Either your business is at the idea stage, where you're still morphing your ideas. But the fact that it's an idea does not mean it's not a business that has potential. It just means that you are conceptualizing this idea, and you probably not done certain things, or you started market testing, which is the research and development stage. You started your research and development. You have already done your market research. You know what needs to be done. Whether an IT product, you've done the research. You are developing the software at this stage, or whatever you're developing. And then the market entry, you're already testing the market. You know what people want. You send this product to the market. You're waiting for feedback from what is happening in the market to be able to refine or update your product so that it means your expected goals and expected customers' expectations. Or is at a growth stage where, you know what, this business has been existing for some time. You've gone through the market entry stage. It's been in the market for some time, but you've done. You've sold, and business has plateaued for you, or revenue has plateaued, because there's a new point of inflection. I think I will stop here for Foco to quickly take us. I ran fast, so I think Foco can quickly take all of the section I've taken, and then I'll move forward from there. All right, please, Foco, go ahead.
OK, thank you very much. Donc, une fois de plus, bonjour. Donc, nous avons commencé par redéfinir ce que c'est que le business plan. Le business plan, c'est une feuille de route qui vous permet d'avoir un document qui va vous aider à convaincre vos parties prenantes, vos investisseurs et vos partenaires. Donc, vous devez savoir que le business plan, c'est un document qui est rédigé pas seulement lorsque l'entreprise est en démarrage, mais aussi lorsque l'entreprise existe déjà. Vous devez donc faire un business plan pour le développement de votre entreprise. Ça peut aussi être lorsqu'il y a le lancement d'un nouveau produit ou bien lorsqu'il y a un nouvel investissement. Donc voilà les quelques occasions pour lesquelles on peut avoir à faire un business plan. Ce n'est pas forcément pour le démarrage d'une entreprise. Mais toujours est-il que pour le démarrage d'une entreprise, il est important d'avoir un business plan. Et ce business plan permet d'avoir des partenaires. Et dans ce business plan, vous avez bien évidemment la présentation d'un certain nombre d'éléments sur lesquels on est revenu la dernière fois avec Joshua Okori. On vous a donné toutes les différentes parties d'un business plan, c'est-à-dire partant du résumé exécutif, de la description de l'introduction, la description des secteurs d'activité et de l'analyse du marché, les produits et services, le plan de production, le plan marketing, le management, la gestion et pour finir, les aspects financiers et les annexes. Donc, pour ce qui est d'aujourd'hui, il est important que vous compreniez que votre business plan, qui est bien sûr un business plan pour une activité durable, une activité verte, pour le green business, c'est un business plan sur lequel, sur la couverture, on va vous permettre d'indiquer votre adresse, de mettre votre logo, votre nom, bref, de mettre vos coordonnées. Et s'il y a un slogan, vous mettez le slogan. Le site Internet, vous indiquez votre site Internet. Donc, ça veut dire que sur la couverture de votre business plan, vous essayez de mettre les informations utiles et basiques sur la présentation de vous et de votre activité de façon très succincte. Bien évidemment, vous pouvez y ajouter certaines images. Next page, please. Vous pouvez y mettre certaines images. Dans le plan, j'ai déjà donné le plan qui intègre aussi l'analyse SWOT. Pour ce qui est de l'exécutif summary, c'est tout simplement le résumé exécutif de votre business plan. Il faut signaler, comme on vous l'a dit la dernière fois, que le résumé exécutif d'un business plan s'écrit à la fin. Donc, c'est lorsque vous avez fini de faire le business plan que vous revenez faire le résumé exécutif. Et ce résumé-là contient quoi? Ce résumé, c'est une sorte d'image rapide de votre entreprise et il doit bien sûr comprendre des éléments comme l'essence de votre business plan, comme les milestones, c'est-à-dire que les étapes importantes de votre business plan et quelques indicateurs clés. Donc, voilà les éléments que vous devez mettre dans votre executive summary. Next, please. Et bien évidemment, vous devez effacer tout ce qui est rouge là pour écrire le contenu de votre projet. Pour ce qui est de l'introduction, dans l'introduction de votre, c'est la prochaine étape du document, du canevas qu'on vous a remis. Vous devez remplacer le rouge par votre business plan proprement dit. Il y a donc un aperçu ou une description générale. Ici, il est question de présenter à quel niveau est-ce que votre projet existe. Est-ce que c'est encore la phase d'idée? Est-ce que vous avez à démarrer ou bien vous êtes déjà en phase de maturité? Ça, vous devez l'indiquer. Quel est le niveau que vous avez atteint? Et à côté de cela, vous devez indiquer vos valeurs, c'est-à-dire que la vision et la mission de votre entreprise. La vision de votre entreprise ici étant vos perspectives à très long terme. La mission étant la façon que vous allez procéder pour pouvoir atteindre vos objectifs de vision. Bien évidemment, après les valeurs, vous devez présenter vos objectifs. Et comme on vous l'a dit, vos objectifs doivent être smart. Et dans les objectifs, vous devez indiquer comment votre produit est fait, votre produit ou votre service est fait, quelle est la phase de croissance, quels sont les marchés que vous voulez atteindre. Ça, vous devez indiquer les marchés que vous devez atteindre et comment est-ce que vous allez rentabiliser votre business. Et surtout, indiquer si vous avez un nom de marque que vous avez déjà protégé. Et comme je l'ai dit, votre objectif doit être smart, ça veut dire spécifique, mesurable, atteignable, réaliste et temporel. Ça, c'est des choses qu'on a déjà eu à vous expliquer. Next, please. Next, please.
A minute. I'm not done here. So
Okay.
before we move to
Thank
this,
you.
just hold on. So,
Okay.
so your introduction should state clearly your vision statement, and the vision statement has to be compelling. I know you've interpreted this in French already. It has to be compelling such that it will continue to drive you. I recall recently providing some support, just a pro bono support to an entity that has existed for 25 years. And things were really, really down. There was no compelling vision. And then I came up with a compelling vision for them, and that in 2033, a long-term goal, what they want to achieve. And you see the way that new goal has redefined, re-energized this entity. So your vision has to have specific time for attaining it, but it must be compelling and inspiring to drive you. I mean, just an organization this organization was existing after 25 years. They didn't really have that clear-cut goal of what the future will look like. And then I told them, you know what, can we have this, that by 2033, we will impact 100 million people. That became a rallying point, because I saw that because they didn't have a rallying point, people were just working in silos. There was no coordination. It's a global entity. Immediately that goal was set, compelling enough, everything is just coming together. That is how it ought to be for you as well. Have a vision that is so compelling, that is so inspiring, that when you tell an investor, when you tell anyone, they are on board with you immediately. This organization had to go to hunger last year because there was a compelling case for them, and everybody bought into their idea. Then your mission statement is the reason why your business exists, and what you seek to achieve as a business, what problem you want to solve. Because as an entrepreneur, you've seen a problem in the marketplace or in the industry or in the sector, and you want to feed that you want to solve that problem. You're a solution provider. So your existence is tied to the solution you're trying to solve, or why you really exist as an organization. Then clearly your objectives have to be clearly stated. Over a defined period, what do you want to achieve? You have to state them clearly. Do you want to be the preferred brand? Do you want to increase your profitability, increase your market share, all of these? And your goals have to be SMART. We don't need to explain what SMART means again. Everybody already understands what SMART means. Then one critical thing that is very important that most people don't know is your value proposition. Now, your value proposition should be based on your market insight. I'll explain. I also had an opportunity to have a conversation with the board of directors of an entity that is just starting very recently. I found out that they did a market assessment, but the market assessment they didn't deploy any survey. They just sat back and thought through how many people live within a particular city, what percentage they will be able to get. They did a top-down analysis. I told them no. I said, no matter how bad, let's do a simple market survey, because the data from the market survey will provide us with insight on what the customers want, their preferences, why they buy, what they buy, where they buy, who they buy from, and what shortcomings or challenges are in the marketplace that are very important to us. And you know what? By the time we conducted the simple essay, it was online, and the feedback came back. You could tell that this organization was thinking, okay, we can provide these services to the doorstep of the people, which is fine, for free. But people say, you know what, you can provide these services to us, but we are willing to pay X amount. And you discover that X number of people say they are willing to pay if you just provide, if you provide these services to us. And then this organization didn't have a clue as regards, what quantity, how many times do these people get this product per month, per year. But the market assessment, the simple market assessment that was done without spending money, was done online, also elicited something very clear. They sort of need this product X time per year, meaning they can easily plan with such customers, program what time they will need to deliver to them. And you see, they will have seamless delivery. And that becomes a value proposition. So your value proposition, it's meeting an already existing issue in the marketplace. You're fixing it. So it could be that you are reducing time. You're reducing, is a cost reduction. For instance, we all know what happened recently when Air Peace got the UK route. They reduced their price, and it became a price war. Others, I remember the last time I checked, it was almost 2 million for flight to UK. But you see, everything crashed to almost now for those who are in Nigeria, everything crashed almost by half because one person entered into the market with price reduction strategy. The price reduction strategy, we know how it works. It's very difficult to win incumbent when you enter the market with a price war. It could be enhancing the health of the people. So your value proposition has to be very clear, and it should be tied to an existing challenge in the market or in the industry or in the sector. Then your green business model has to be stated. The sustainability strategy as elicited in the green business model, either you're tripling the triple bottom line, the people, planet, or profit. It has to clearly state how you're going to make profit. It has to clearly state the fact that your people there would also mean the number of people that benefit from your organization who will begin to work, employment. The people you're going to recruit, the employment opportunity you're going to create, and how you're also going to enhance the environment. Is it a recycling business you're setting up to reduce the carbon emission and overall green overall effect on the environment? And then you also state your key metrics. And then the last thing is a description of your product and your services, which is very important. Your product or the services you're rendering has to be so clear and lucid that anybody would distinguish it from other services at any time. Foco, please.
OK, thank you. Donc, après avoir décliné les valeurs de votre entreprise, il est important de définir vos propositions de valeur. Et la proposition de valeur de votre business écologique, de votre affaire entreprise écologique, doit pouvoir vous permettre d'indiquer si vos clients ou vos cibles ont un bénéfice en termes de temps, de réduction de temps, réduction de coûts, amélioration de leur santé, ou bien amélioration de l'efficience pour les clients. Donc, ça, c'est des choses que vous devez indiquer. Maintenant, votre modèle d'affaires écologique et durable doit avoir, bien évidemment, un certain nombre de stratégies. Et ces stratégies-là doivent pouvoir faire ressortir les avantages de votre business. Can you go down, please? Doit pouvoir faire ressortir les avantages de votre business afin que dans votre business plan, on puisse voir exactement quelle est la proposition de valeur que vous faites contrairement à vos concurrents. Donc, dans ce propos, il a pris l'exemple de Airpeace. Airpeace qui faisait des billets d'avion à presque 2 millions de Lagos à l'Angleterre. Et je pense qu'il y a eu un jeu qui a permis que quelqu'un d'autre puisse faire des prix moins chers et le marché a totalement basculé. Donc, toujours est-il que dans votre business plan écologique d'entreprise verte, vous devez avoir des indicateurs de succès, comme par exemple le triple peuple, planète et bénéfice et profit, dans les 3 P. Donc, retenez que pour votre entreprise écologique, vous devez toujours avoir aux yeux qu'il n'y a pas que les bénéfices qui comptent. Il y a aussi tous les avantages que votre produit apporte à l'environnement. Il y a tous les bénéfices que votre produit apporte à la planète, non, aux personnes autour de vous, donc à la communauté. Et puis, il y a bien évidemment le bénéfice. Donc, le business plan tel que vous allez l'écrire doit pouvoir permettre d'observer ces 3 objectifs qui sont les peuples, la planète et le profit. Et pour cela, vous devez avoir des indicateurs. Maintenant, pour ce qui concerne les produits et services, bien évidemment, vous devez décrire vos produits, donner les caractéristiques, essayer d'indiquer quels sont les avantages que votre produit apporte. Est-ce qu'il y a une marque qui a été protégée? Est-ce qu'il y a le branding, c'est-à-dire que comment votre produit doit se... le packaging même de votre produit. Si c'est un service, quelles sont les valeurs que ce service défend? Bref, vous devez vous rassurer que dans votre business plan, votre activité soit suffisamment décrite en termes de produits palpables. Over to you. Thank you.
For that, Foco. So the industry and market analysis, I just gave an example of industry and market analysis. So you have to understand the industry. So let's say, for instance, whether waste management sector or the agriculture sector or the tech sector, whichever industry, or the food industry or food systems, whichever industry, you have to be able to demonstrate that you understand that industry. What are the key features of the industry, as well as the peculiarities of that industry? What makes it viable? Is there a growth potential? What are the policies of government in that industry? Is there a drive within that particular industry that would be an impetus for your business? Now, within that market, there are different segments. Which of the market segment do you intend to serve? Is it the upper end? Is it the middle or the low end? You have to be very clear of where the opportunities and the space are. Maybe they are already players, understanding the players in the market, which part of this market they already serve, and then you can pitch your tent to say, I'm going to serve this part of the market because I see opportunities there and it aligns to my value proposition. Like the example I just gave, in this particular evolving city, you discover that there are the people they spoke with that really responded are they are different households, but there are also businesses within that particular evolving city. There are restaurants. They've not spoken to them yet, but clearly those are people that will also need the services that this entity is going to provide. So they've said we'll do individual, we'll also do businesses, maybe X number of them, but with individuals alone, we're almost sure we can gain traction in the marketplace. Now, who are the major players within this industry? Today, for this example I gave, there's really no player within the vicinity, but there's just a 5 minutes drive to a player within that, but they have to drive, I think, 10 minutes drive. But this particular business is going to be situated just at the entrance of that particular city. So invariably, it provides time for them, time to commute, or time to go and get whatever is reduced. So that also gives them the competitive advantage. So the size of the market, you should be able to estimate this market is a market by volume and value. Volume is the sheer volume of goods that are bought. You can do your literature assessment or research regarding that industry to get the volume. Then the value is the translation based on price of the volume to monetary value, if you can. But I'm sure in most industry, you do both volume and value. And then you should also be able to understand within this market the product and services, the group of product and services, what they are meant for, and state the potentials for growth in this market. Now, also understand that when you are looking at a market, there is the total available market. Now, it is not all the available market that is available to you. Competitors would have taken a part of that market, if not most of it. That becomes, you see, there's what we call the available market, there's what we call your target market, and then there's what we call the unserved market, which is the market that is available that you can actually take, that you can serve based on the fact that they have the target market, which is probably the total set. Then within that total set, some of them have been taken, so they are unavailable. And then you now have your available market, which is the one that you can serve. You have to understand that. So it's not the target market that is your available market. There is a portion that is already unavailable, taken by your competitor, and what is left is the one you have to deal with or try to serve. Foco, please. Let's as fast as you can.
OK. Donc, pour ce qui concerne l'analyse du secteur d'activité et l'analyse du marché, il est important que dans votre business plan écologique, que vous puissiez indiquer exactement quelle est l'activité que vous avez choisie. On a bien dit, pour le Kenya, c'est le traitement des déchets, la gestion des déchets. Et pour les autres pays, c'est-à-dire le Nigeria, le Sénégal, l'Afrique du Sud, vous pouvez faire dans toutes les autres activités écologiques. Donc, ça vous indique. Maintenant, vous devez pouvoir donner les particularités du secteur d'activité que vous avez choisi pour qu'on puisse comprendre sa viabilité et surtout voir le potentiel de croissance qu'il y a dans le secteur que vous avez, où vous voulez intervenir. Il faut aussi faire une étude qui vous permet, ou des analyses qui vous permettent de comprendre ce que le gouvernement a mis en place comme facilité pour encourager le secteur dans lequel vous vous impliquez. Parce qu'il est aussi clair que rarement les investisseurs vont s'intéresser à une activité qui est dans un secteur où il n'y a pas d'incitation ou bien où on est en train de décourager les gens. Ça, on en a déjà parlé. Vous devez aussi indiquer quelles sont les différentes parts de marché, quelle est l'étendue du marché et comment est-ce que vous êtes prêt à aborder. Est-ce que sur le marché, il y a déjà des acteurs? Est-ce qu'il y a des acteurs? Si oui, qui sont-ils? Quels sont leurs faits? C'est-à-dire quels sont leurs chiffres d'affaires? Quel est leur positionnement? Quelle est leur taille? Ça, vous devez faire des études pour pouvoir indiquer tout ça. Donc maintenant, quelle est aussi la taille du marché? C'est-à-dire que le volume et la valeur de tout le marché. Est-ce qu'il y a des espaces? Est-ce qu'il y a des niches? Tout ça, c'est autant d'études que vous devez faire pour mieux comprendre le marché parce que sur un marché, il y a toujours plusieurs segments. Il est question ici que vous définissez le segment afin d'indiquer quel est votre segment cible, le segment cible qui correspond à votre groupe de clients. C'est-à-dire qui sont ceux pour qui vous voulez apporter de la valeur. Parce qu'on ne peut pas apporter la valeur sur tout. Et ce groupe de clients que vous avez, vous devez bien spécifier vos produits en tenant compte, vos produits ou services, en tenant compte de leur caractère démographique. C'est-à-dire, ça peut être l'âge, ça peut être le sexe, ça peut être la situation géographique, en tenant compte de leurs besoins, de leur satisfaction, en tenant compte du problème que vous avez identifié au sein de votre communauté et pour lequel votre produit ou service apporte une solution. Et pour finir, il faudrait bien déclarer quel est le potentiel de croissance de marché dans lequel vous vous trouvez et quelles sont vos parts de marché parce que vous ne pouvez pas couvrir tout le marché seul. Encore qu'il y a déjà des concurrents sur le marché. Même si c'est un projet, même si c'est un truc innovant, même si c'est un projet innovant, il y a la concurrence indirecte que vous devez définir. Donc, voilà ce qu'on peut dire sur ce point. Over to you, Noah.
All right, great. So your competitor analysis, I've just talked about the competitor analysis. Who are your direct and indirect competitors? Describe what their products are, their services they offer. What advantage do they have? Are they close to a source of raw materials? Do they have backward integration that make them easier to easily have access to raw materials at cheaper price, and so their product can be cheaper? What are their disadvantages even within the market? No matter how advantageous, the kind of advantage they have, there will always be disadvantages. What customer segments are they focused on? Are they focused end to end? Are they across the entire gamut of customer segments, or is there a particular segment that they are focused on? And that will help you know what is available to you. In this particular market, how easy it is for there to be new entrants? You are thinking of entering or you are already in. What is the possibility of a new entrant? Because there are some markets, the barriers to entries are very low. And because the barrier to entries are very low, a lot of people enter, but maybe the barriers to exit are very high. So a lot of people will have to consider barrier to entry and exit. What's the barrier to entry? If the barrier to entry is low, a lot of people will enter into this market. And now, what does it mean? What are customers' preferences? What are their buyer values? Why do they buy? And what is the cost of switching? The cost of switching for a customer. There are some people that will easily switch. I mean, just bring a product in as much as some it is quality, some it is the name brand. Some customers, if it's a market where customers are tied to brand, switching becomes difficult because they already have established brand names that they are already tied to, that they already have preference to psychologically. So bringing in a new brand that is unknown, it will be very difficult for them to switch. But if it is a customer if it's a market where customers, if the competitive landscape elicit the fact that customers are sensitive to price, then you discover that fine, it will be very almost very easy with a low price for them to switch. But if it's brand loyalty that is the challenge within that customer, it may be very, very difficult. Within that market, it may be very difficult. And then if it's quality, then whoever has the best quality and can demonstrate that over time, definitely we have the customer. And so switch may be easy once they discover that, oh, they are not getting the best of quality and there's something that shows better quality, they will easily switch. Then state how you can make or achieve customer loyalty, which is very important because your ability to keep customer loyalty is very important because in a market, there is the target market, there is the addressable market, and then there is the available market. Now, for you to translate your addressable market to your available market, you must be able to, one, understand the customer switch, the switching cost for customers, as well as their loyalty. Yeah, I think you can go ahead now, Foko.
Okay, thank you. Donc, pour ce qui est du point sur la concurrence, votre bien plan, bien évidemment, doit pouvoir faire ressortir l'état de la concurrence directe ou de la concurrence indirecte. Vous devez aussi décrire les différents produits que vos concurrents offrent. Vous devez aussi indiquer quels sont les avantages et les désavantages des produits concurrents vis-à-vis de vos concurrents et vice-versa. Indiquez exactement quel est le segment de marché sur lequel vous allez vous focaliser. Parce qu'on ne peut pas couvrir tout le marché, ce n'est pas possible. Donc, indiquez s'il y a des barrières à l'entrée. Quelle est la probabilité pour vous d'être frustré à l'entrée de ce marché? La barrière à l'entrée peut être les autorisations qui sont assez complexes à obtenir pour pouvoir accéder à l'activité. Ça peut être la taille des anciens, des concurrents qui sont sur le marché, qui fait que l'investissement pour être rentable soit très élevé. Ça peut être le fait qu'ils ont déjà exercé trop longtemps sur ce secteur d'activité et qu'ils ont un trésor de guerre qui vont opposer à votre entrée sur le marché. Donc ça, c'est des études que vous devez faire afin d'indiquer comment contourner ces barrières à l'entrée. Donc, donnez aussi la liste des différents concurrents ainsi que les marchés sur lesquels eux jouent concrètement. Donc, faire aussi une analyse des coûts de vos concurrents pour savoir comment est-ce que vous allez faire pour contourner la guerre des prix. Parce que généralement, en business, ce qu'on appelle la guerre des prix, vous devez bien maîtriser vos coûts pour pouvoir faire face à la concurrence. Pour finir, il est important d'avoir des éléments qui peuvent vous permettre de fidéliser votre clientèle. Parce que c'est important. Si vous ne réussissez pas à fidéliser votre clientèle, la concurrence peut arracher votre clientèle. Donc, par conséquent, dans votre business plan, vous devez indiquer quels sont les éléments qui permettent aux investisseurs de comprendre que vos clients vous seront fidèles. Thank you.
All right, great. SWOT analysis. This is a very interesting part. It's still part of your market analysis. Because you have to, in SWOT analysis, you have to look at it both from external and internal lens. Your SWOT, your strengths, your weaknesses, strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threat. The strengths and weaknesses looks inwards largely, and the opportunities and threats looks outward. So it's really all about what expertise do you have? Like I said earlier, do you have a backward integration, like an entity that has backward integration? Do you have a proximity to the customers? Those are your strengths. Do you have an existing customer base, people that we are doing, that we already part of a product? Maybe they are already your customers, they are already customers to a particular product, and as you are introducing this new product, they are already an existing customer base, and so you can easily cross-sell to them. So what is that? What is your strength? Or is it your unique selling value proposition, which means that maybe your existing product, if you buy one of these, if you buy one of this product or two of this product, you have an existing product that will give to you. You gain one of our existing product. That become your unique selling point or unique selling proposition. You know the market. Is it For instance, the example I gave earlier, within that city, that existing city, evolving city or location in Nigeria, where they just want somebody to supply them these things and they are ready to pay for it, but nobody has thought of it. And this new company is already thinking of it, but this new company wanted to do it free. But people are already saying, you know what, supply me this, I'll pay you X amount. Now the company can, instead of saying, okay, pay me the highest, just pay me the average, take the median or take the mean or whatever the company chooses, or an average of what customers are willing to pay, and say, pay me this token. So they will be able to make money, but they are meeting, there's that unique value proposition that we will deliver to your doorstep. Then easy financial resources. For instance, if you have enough support that can help you wage war and win war in the marketplace, or expertise that others lack that you're bringing to the market. Maybe there's this software that is a challenge in a particular industry, and you've been able to develop the skills, maybe AI in the health sector, and you're bringing it to the health sector or in the agriculture sector, where you're leveraging AI to help in planning, logistics, and all of those things. That's an example. Those are your strengths. Then existing patent. Do you have a patent that or intellectual property or partnership or collaboration or technical support? For instance, I remember several years back when I was developing a strategy for the largest hospital that is being built in Africa, a quaternary hospital, and the first one in Africa. We had King's College Hospital as our partner, and everywhere we went, we present King's College Hospital, the best known for the treatment of oncological diseases. They are here with us. And that was a selling point and a door opener. Do you have that? You have to demonstrate and show that technical competence that is coming to your business. State any award you won. I mean, for instance, for us, why the organization may not have won is a new entity we are setting up, but the leaders, the people who were behind the business, they won several awards. They've set up entities like that that have become large entities. And then King's College Hospital has won several. Let it be very clear. Then the weaknesses, internal and external weaknesses in the marketplace, weaknesses that you also have internally. Your weakness could be financial weaknesses, maybe the other side of your strength. Your weakness could also be the expertise. The weakness of the industry could be the fact that the entry barrier is very low, and because the entry barrier is weak, people can easily enter in, or there are weak brands in the marketplace, and that gives you opportunity to have a very strong brand. Then the opportunities that exist in the marketplace as a result of the evolving political, economic, technological or social environment. For instance, there's a new law that enhances, there was an initial prohibition of a particular product or raw material into the country. There's a new law that that enhances the importation, and with that importation, it supports your particular product. Before you struggle to get this product in, and now you can get this product. How does that affect the kind of your business or your product in your community, country, or whatever? What are the threats, the emerging threats as a result of the political, economic, social, or even technological and regulatory landscape or evolving landscape? What threats are they posing? Is the government regulation becoming a problem? Is the what is happening in the environment becoming a problem? Is the advancement in technology going to enhance, or is it going to also, as well as, could it enhance and also become a particular challenge for your business? Then state clearly how you will use your strength to win, to gain competitive advantage in the marketplace, how you will reduce your weaknesses, exploit opportunities, and then mitigate the threats and risks potent in the industry. Then you talk about your risk management plan. Your risk management plan should be, what are those potential risks I've seen in the market? Now evaluate this risk and quantify them as high, medium, or low. And then what impact could they have if they crystallize, or the possibility if those risks come to pass or crystallizes, what impact would they have? And for the high impact, for the high risk or high likelihood and high impact risk after your quantification. Identify mitigation strategies and then that you would take, that you quickly put into place or have as a plan B to help you mitigate them, and make sure that every time you have your risk watch list, you have your risk watch list. There's what we call a risk watch list. You're looking at those risks and making sure that as you are taking the right action to make sure they don't crystallize. Yeah. Poco, please, could you please quickly run through this before I move to the operational plans?
Okay, can I go on, please?
Yes,
Oh,
please, Poco.
quickly.
Ok. Donc, pour ce qui concerne l'analyse des forces, faiblesses, opportunités et menaces, qu'on appelle SWOT analysis, nous allons refaire un tour pour que vous puissiez comprendre quelle est la place de cette analyse. Donc, à travers cette analyse, vous devez pouvoir indiquer quels sont effectivement les champs de vos forces, c'est-à-dire que vos compétences, l'expertise, ça peut être sur le plan financier, ça peut être sur le plan des ressources financières, ça peut être sur le plan d'une façon unique pour vous de vendre. Ça, c'est à vous d'indiquer, voilà des forces. Ça peut aussi être par l'existence d'un brevet, lequel brevet vous donne l'antériorité ou bien le gage de l'utilisation pendant 20 ans par vous seul de l'objet de votre invention. Ça peut être aussi toute autre propriété intellectuelle ou des partenariats, des collaborations techniques avec des institutions où vous avez soit l'exclusivité, soit une bonne position qui vous a garanti que vous serez soutenu pendant une certaine période. Donc voilà un certain nombre de forces que vous avez. Il faut aussi mettre au devant si vous avez eu à avoir des récompenses, des prix qui vous ont permis d'avoir un certain avantage parce que tout ça permet de redorer votre marque, de vous créer une certaine notoriété auprès de la concurrence. Donc ça, ce sont les forces. Pour ce qui est des faiblesses, il faut donc aussi regarder sur le plan interne. Qu'est-ce qui peut être une faiblesse pour vous? Ça peut être peut-être le produit qui n'est pas bien testé ou ça peut être le marché que vous n'arrivez pas à faire, donc vous n'arrivez pas à faire adopter le produit par le marché. Donc ça, c'est une faiblesse. Donc comme opportunité, vous avez généralement l'analyse PESTEL qui peut être faite, c'est-à-dire que vous devez analyser votre environnement politique, la technologie, le plan social, l'aspect réglementaire et tout ce qui est facteur environnemental. Donc, c'est des analyses que vous devez faire dans votre communauté pour savoir quelle est vraiment la position de votre entreprise et surtout la position de votre produit et quelles sont les influences que cet environnement externe peut avoir sur vous. Ça peut être positif autant que ça peut être négatif. Donc, pour ce qui est maintenant des menaces, c'est un ensemble de défis auxquels vous devez faire face. Et là aussi, comme on a dit, vous devez faire une analyse PESTEL pour voir qu'est-ce qui est menace autour de vous et qui peut être un danger pour votre entreprise. Sauf qu'on ne s'arrête pas là. Vos forces doivent être analysées vis-à-vis de la concurrence et vous devez aussi pouvoir indiquer quelles sont les mesures que vous prenez pour pouvoir atténuer le risque que constituent vos faiblesses. Comment est-ce que vous allez faire pour pouvoir bénéficier des opportunités qu'il y a autour de vous et aussi comment est-ce que vous pouvez faire pour diminuer les aléas liés aux menaces environnementaux auxquelles vous pouvez faire face. Donc ça, c'est l'analyse SWOT de force, faiblesse, opportunité et menaces. Next, please. Donc on va continuer avec l'analyse du risque parce que dans ce qu'on vient de faire comme analyse SWOT, il y a bien évidemment des risques qui ressortent. Donc il est question pour vous d'analyser tous ces risques-là et de voir comment les gérer en indiquant par exemple le niveau des risques. Ça peut être un risque élevé, ça peut être un risque maîtrisable. Vous indiquez quel est l'impact et surtout comment vous allez, quelles sont les stratégies pour pouvoir faire face à tous ces risques que vous avez identifiés dans votre entreprise, dans votre projet de business vert. Merci. Over to you, please. We are not listening to you.
I think I didn't know that I muted. So you have to state clearly, you enter your operations plan. Do you have a permit or licenses required to operate in that sector or in that business environment? What are the resources you need, fiscal, your raw materials, the fiscal assets, the machineries, the human resources you need, and other inputs. So all the requirements, earlier I talked about the fact that you need to talk about the resources, the required resources to be able to operate your business. This is where you express all of those. How will you get these resources? Will you get them directly? Do you have a backward integration for them? Are you going to buy from agents? What's your sourcing model for the raw materials? What are the equipment you need? Where are you getting them from? Are they locally manufactured? Is it going to be imported? How long will it take to get them? And all of the implication of the importation. What are the other resources that you need? Intangibles, for instance, certifications, new knowledge, training that you need to have both for yourself, for your team, to be able to execute this business that you set for yourself. How will you deliver the product? What are the channels? Are you going to leverage e-channel model, or is it going to be physical delivery? Are you going to have physical shops, brick and mortars, or you're going to do a kind of online? All of these have to be very, very clearly. So your logistics and delivery across the value chain has to be very clear. From production to consumption, how will you reach your customer? How will you produce it? How will it go across the value chain until it gets to your customer? What are your channels for delivery? Who are you going to deliver it through? Is it through wholesale, retail method? All of these things has to be very clear. Then state your suppliers, expected method of relationship with them. Are you going to have distributors? Are you going to have what we call aggregators? Will you sell to aggregators? Are those aggregators going to give you your suppliers going to give you more like loan in terms of, okay, they provide their product, you don't pay back immediately, you pay back maybe after 90 days. Remember yesterday, for those who were in the financial masterclass, I don't know if people here were there, we talked about the fact that how you manage your receivables and your payables. Are you going to get the product as part like a loan, where they give you product, where they give you raw materials, rather, you use it, you sell, and then you pay back, or do you have to pay immediately? Who are the agents that you have to buy from? How will you relate with other regulatory bodies within the system? And then your marketing plan, which talks about how will you market this product? How will potential customers hear about it? What kind of campaign will you have? How will you get information about your product to the customers? Who will you use? How will you incentivize customers to begin to buy your product? How will you enter the market? Is it going to be a big bang entry, or is it going to be a gradual entry? Will you provide discount credit facilities based on your market assessment? And how will that affect your cash flow? And how will you get your money back? If, for instance, you start selling to customers on credit, will you have to have collateral, or do you have a system in place to ensure that you're able to get paid, and then still the channels with which you get the services to the customers? So this is everything about the marketing and your operations plan. So Foco, please go ahead before we enter management, and then I try to wrap up.
Okay, thank you. Donc, on va continuer avec le plan des opérations, qui est un peu l'ensemble des choses que vous devez faire concrètement sur le plan technique afin de pouvoir bien gérer votre entreprise. Comme par exemple, il est question pour vous d'indiquer s'il est nécessaire d'avoir des permis ou bien des licences, à défaut d'avoir développé vous-même un brevet. Quand vous n'avez pas de brevet, vous êtes obligé de prendre une franchise en d'autres lieux. Donc, vous devez aussi indiquer quels sont vos intrants, quelles sont les matières premières dont vous avez besoin pour pouvoir faire votre business vert. Ça peut être physique, ou ça peut être d'autres ressources, comme peut-être le traitement de l'air, ainsi de traitement de l'eau. Donc, vous devez aussi indiquer comment est-ce que vous faites pour avoir ces intrants-là, à qui vous les achetez, comment est-ce que vous les collectez. Si c'est des déchets, comment est-ce que vous faites pour les collecter, parce que c'est ces déchets qui doivent être traités. Si c'est la collecte d'objets électroniques. Si c'est le traitement d'eau, vous devez indiquer quelle est la source de l'objet. Si c'est le recyclage, vous devez indiquer quelle est la source de l'objet à recycler pour pouvoir manufacturer et avoir les produits dont vous avez besoin et qu'on a déjà eu à décrire un peu plus haut. Donc, pour cela, il faut aussi indiquer si, sur le plan légal, vous avez besoin de certaines certifications afin de mener à bien vos activités. Ça peut être des certifications, ça peut être des analyses de laboratoire, ça peut être des autorisations, ça, on l'a précisé. Et surtout, décrire comment est-ce que tous ces produits font pour arriver chez vos clients. Autant au niveau de la chaîne d'approvisionnement, vous devez indiquer comment est-ce que les déchets ou les matières premières, les intrants partent de la nature ou des lieux où ça se trouve pour l'usine, pour votre usine ou votre site de traitement. Autant vous devez indiquer comment les produits finis font pour arriver chez vos clients, pardon. Pour ce qui concerne pour ce qui concerne le plan marketing, vous devez indiquer exactement qui sont vos clients et comment est-ce que l'analyse que vous faites de vos clients, quel est le plan promotionnel que vous mettez en place afin de pouvoir attirer ces clients-là. Ça peut être à travers le marketing digital, les réseaux sociaux, la télévision, la radio, les journaux. Ça va dépendre. Donc, comment est-ce que vous faites pour atteindre votre cible? Comment est-ce que vous faites pour faire connaître votre produit? Quelle promotion est-ce que vous faites? Est-ce que vous assistez à des foires? Est-ce que vous assistez à des séminaires? Est-ce que vous assistez à des expositions, à des talk shows à la télévision? Donc, quelles sont vos stratégies pour pouvoir appâter vos clients et les rendre fidèles? Aussi, vous devez décrire votre stratégie de prix. Est-ce que c'est le prix concurrentiel, c'est-à-dire est-ce que c'est c'est le marché qui fixe le prix? Est-ce que le prix de votre produit qui est vendu, votre service, est-ce que ça dépend des coûts sur lesquels vous augmentez vos marges? Tout ça, ça va dépendre et vous devez indiquer dans votre business plan comment est-ce que votre prix est déterminé, quelle est votre stratégie de tarification. OK. Donc, concernant aussi maintenant vos différents fournisseurs, vous devez indiquer où vous achetez, ça on l'a dit. Est-ce qu'il y a des facilités de crédit? C'est-à-dire, est-ce que les fournisseurs vous accordent des délais avant que vous puissiez les payer? Vous devez indiquer tout ça et quels sont les effets des facilités administratives que vous avez reçues sur votre rentabilité. Donc, c'est des choses que vous devez indiquer sur le plan du marketing. Aussi, vous indiquez si vous faites des réductions à vos clients. Est-ce que vous avez des faveurs que vous faites à votre client en termes de délai, en termes de paiement, en termes de facilité? Quels sont vos moyens de paiement que vous allez mettre en place? Quels sont les canaux de distribution que vous allez utiliser? Est-ce que ce sera le e-commerce? Est-ce que c'est sur Internet? Est-ce que c'est des distributeurs agréés? Est-ce que c'est des grossistes? Est-ce que c'est des demi-grossistes? Est-ce que c'est des détaillants? Donc, tout ça va dépendre de la nature de vos produits. Thank you.
All right. So management, I mean, this typically just talks about the different functions in your company, the expertise that you bring to bear and the qualifications, then your organization structure, and then you go to your financial plan. This is important. You know, there's an Excel, there's an Excel-based financial model that you're going to fill. We'll talk about this next week. So you clearly state your key assumptions here and how that lead the key drivers of cost and revenue and your financing options, whether you're going to finance through grant, your personal investment, because you need to have a skin in the game, whether you're going to finance through equity, all of the equity grant, as well as a loan, you're going to get a loan. All of those, that's your financing option. Then your cost drivers, what are the things driving your cost? Raw materials. Is it the software you need to develop? Is it the IP you need to get? Then your revenue drivers and all of that, you need to state those clearly and how those assumptions are going to determine how well you'll be able to realize your money. This has to be in both local currencies and USD. And then your cost estimations and projections over a period of time, you need to also state that. I think this is very clear. Based on the product that you're going to be, depending on your product or the services you're providing, what are the cost elements that are required from the raw materials to the production to market testing, ensuring quality assurance, till you get that to the customer. What are the expenses? Those are the direct cost of production, the things I just mentioned. Then all your expenses from wages and salaries up until your logistics, packaging, all of your advertising and marketing costs, all those things have to be clearly stated. And then your financing option, like I said earlier, how will you finance your business? Is it through equity? Is it through grant? Is it through debt? And then what is the mix? 50% debt, 40%, all of these things, you work it out in the Excel and it will tell whether you're going to break even or not. And then what is the exact amount of money that you would need and what will you use this money for? And then how will you repay your debt? When will you repay your debt? And all of those things have to be stated. Then your product, how will you make money? What volume? Your revenue streams, how will they play out? And how will you, what's your pricing strategy? So that as your pricing strategy would definitely affect your revenue. And then you can project your revenue and services over a 3-year period and what the revenue based on the price will come to. And then your financial projections will then tell, then you have your profit and loss projections, your cash flow, all of these are in the Excel, as well as your balance sheet that will tell whether your business is making money or not. Then you have a very clear plan of the quarterly critical milestones and events you need for the next 2 years and this should include outputs around your product, the solutions you are developing, your client, your patents that you need, the registration and all of those things, the IP you need to put in place with clear timelines, including the staffing requirement, whether you need a part-time or full-time staff, as well as your expansion or growth plan, tracked on a quarterly basis with timeline stated. That is virtually everything about the business plan. So over to you, Foucault. Quickly explain those and then we go ahead to take questions.
OK, thank you. Donc, pour ce qui concerne la gestion de votre entreprise, dans le business plan, vous devez indiquer les différentes fonctions qui existent. Ça peut être la fonction de production, la fonction administrative, les ressources humaines, la finance, la comptabilité, le marketing, les ventes et toute autre fonction. Donc, vous devez les indiquer dans votre business plan en disant qui sont les personnes qui vont les occuper. Au niveau des compétences, il faut aussi indiquer quelles sont les qualifications et les expertises dont vous avez besoin en fonction de la technologie que votre projet permet de déployer sur le plan opérationnel. Tout ça, c'est des choses qui doivent être définies. Et bien évidemment, on doit pouvoir voir clairement quel est l'organigramme de votre entreprise. Next, please. Donc, pour ce qui concerne les projections financières, vous devez bien évidemment avoir un plan financier. Et ces éléments, vous devez les indiquer dans votre business plan. Il faut dire que ici, ça sera des captures de ce qui se passe dans le fichier Excel. Parce qu'on vous a remis un fichier Excel et on vous a déjà formé là-dessus, ou bien on le fera. Dans ce fichier-là, vous allez prendre quelles sont vos hypothèses, venir les mettre ici. Dans un certain ordre, vous allez prendre quels sont les coûts et les estimations, tout ce qui est projection de coûts, tel que c'est apparu dans Excel après avoir fait les calculs. Vous devez aussi les prendre et les indiquer dans l'espace prévu pour ça. Ça peut être les coûts des matières premières, ça peut être les coûts des produits, le prix des produits finis, les services, la maintenance, l'assurance, bref, tout ce qui est coût opérationnel, les coûts d'exploitation de votre entreprise, tel que ça apparaît dans Excel, vous devez les prendre et les indiquer ici sur 3 ans environ. Please, next. Et les autres éléments de coût, c'est bien évidemment l'aspect financement de votre projet qui doit apparaître dans votre business plan. C'est l'analyse de vos revenus, c'est-à-dire les résultats de votre entreprise, toujours sur 3 ans. Vous devez pouvoir venir dans votre business plan, mettre les extraits du fichier Excel à cet endroit-ci. On va dire remplacer le rouge par les éléments bien faits. Et cette analyse de résultats va pouvoir déterminer quelles sont vos charges, quels sont vos produits, quelle est l'analyse de la rentabilité. Et pour finir, dans vos projection, vous devez pouvoir indiquer vos résultats sur 3 ans, votre cash flow, c'est-à-dire votre plan de trésorerie sur 3 ans, et surtout votre bilan sur 3 ans. Voilà des éléments qui doivent apparaître dans votre business plan. Et tout ça, vous les prenez dans le fichier Excel qui a été mis à votre disposition. Next. Pour finir, avant qu'on ne passe aux questions, vous avez maintenant les étapes importantes de votre projet, de votre entreprise, qui doivent apparaître dans Next Please, qui doivent apparaître dans votre business plan. Ça, c'est le milestone. Donc, tout ce qui sont les jalons. Donc, vous devez faire une analyse en termes de périodicité. Ça peut être par trimestre, ça peut être par mois, ça peut être par année. Et vous les indiquez dans des tableaux qui permettent de voir, par exemple, l'indicateur du nombre de personnes que vous allez recruter, le temps de travail que vous allez faire, le degré de développement de votre entreprise dans la durée. Donc, vous devez faire cette analyse par trimestre ou par semestre et indiquer à cet endroit. À cet endroit. Donc, voilà pour ce qui était de ce qu'on pouvait échanger avec vous ce jour. On va passer à la phase de questions-réponses. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Foko. Do we have any question that we could
Can't see
respond
through.
to?
I don't think we do, because I've gone through
Okay.
the chat box. Yes. Because you know,
Okay.
this is the second session that we are having, so I think our entrepreneurs are pretty much acquainted with how to develop a cohesive business plan using the business plan template that was shared to them. So I want to thank Mr. Sato for this insightful session and as well as an entertaining one. Thank you as well, Foko, for your kind assistance in translating this session as well. Also, a big thank you to our entrepreneurs who have joined all across Africa to tune in to this insightful session on developing a cohesive business plan. And I hope it was useful and insightful to you in your business journey. So thank
All
you so
right.
much.
Thank you.
Yes. Any parting
Thanks for
words,
having me.
Osato or Foko? Any parting words for our entrepreneurs?
Yeah, I think thanks for having me, and I wish you all the best as you complete your business plan. And my wish for you is also that as you take your time to really put down your thoughts, not only will you have the opportunity to get the grant from the TEF grant, it will open you to a world of greater opportunities beyond the Tony Melu Foundation Entrepreneurship Program. All the best, guys.
Donc, nous vous
Thank you so
souhaitons tout le
much.
meilleur et un meilleur parcours pendant ce programme de développement d'un business plan écologique. Nous vous souhaitons de mériter la subvention qu'on va vous donner afin que vous puissiez rentrer dans le monde des affaires pour ceux qui n'y sont pas encore et que surtout que vous puissiez déployer votre projet innovatif. Donc, merci encore à tout le monde. À la prochaine. Bye.
Thank you all. Bye bye. Have a great day ahead.